This is a video to answer evaluation question 4. How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? I will start this video by discussing the new media technologies that we've used in the production stage before moving on to the research phase, post-production phases and evaluation phases of the project. The main bit of technology that we used in the production stage is Final Cut Express, and this has been the biggest change and challenge between our AS Foundation course and our A2 Advanced course, in my opinion. It's a far better piece of software than iMovie for the task we had to do this year, which was make a music video, but it's also a lot trickier to get used to and to use to the top of its potential as a piece of software. The increased amount of transitions, effects and tools on the program make it a far superior piece of software and a real advance on iMovie. The key reasons it's better for making something such as a music video is the effects available are far more professional and varied than they are in iMovie, where they're often quite unrealistic and do not seem appropriate for the professional piece of work. Final Cut also allows more accurate and precise cuts with the cutting tool than iMovie, which is vital when you're trying to cut to the beat of a song. And another very significant advantage of Final Cut Express is the ability to use and create layers in a video, which is a vital aspect to a music video, and it's something that we've tried to take a full advantage of. While we've moved on to using Final Cut Express for the editing process, we have still had to use iMovie at certain points throughout the course, for example in vodcasts or the video that I'm creating now. But the main reason for using iMovie during the production phase was to upload the footage, because when transferring footage from the camera to the Mac computers at school, we've had to upload the footage to iMovie before exporting it into Final Cut. And like I've just mentioned, we've also used it to edit vodcasts down, as it's faster than using Final Cut. Another piece of software is Photoshop that we've been used, and we needed this to create our ancillary texts, which were the digipack and the magazine ad. By using Photoshop, we were able to create a professional looking piece of work for each panel of our digipack and the magazine ad. And using such software has allowed us to create draft attempts quickly and make simple alterations such as colour or font without having to remake the whole thing, which if we'd done by hand we would obviously have to do so. An example of this came during feedback on our digipack when somebody suggested we change the font on the back panel, and through using Photoshop we could quickly change the font, and it'd be easy to change it back if we decided we preferred the old font. And we could quickly come up with two examples, one with the new font, one with the font that we had before, and from there we could decide which one we preferred and get quick audience feedback on that to see which one worked best. HD cameras were also a vital piece of new media technology that we've used this year. Last year we were using DV cameras, which get affected a lot by light. If you switch light on, for example, it takes quite a lot of time to focus and it really ruins the footage that you can get. HD cameras are much more sort of professional pieces of equipment, and the focus on detail is vital in the music video, such as for framing and things, and examples of this can be found through our music video, where we've tried to frame certain shots, and the HD cameras just make these look a lot better and in a lot more detail. And we feel it's been a massive improvement on the cameras that we were using last year. We've also had the opportunity to use Mac computers at school, which we were able to do last year as well. And this includes all the software that we've required, such as Final Cut Express and iMovie. They're generally very reliable and secure and allow the use of more advanced technology, which is obviously vital for the whole project, but in particular the production phase. For the research phase, we've also had to use a lot of new media technology. One of these has been the Google search engine, which you would expect when using the internet these days. It's a huge tool internationally and is one of the easiest and fastest ways of having access to huge amounts of information, which we've taken advantage of in the research phase. It's meant we have quick access to information and examples, such as magazine adverts, digipacks, and also videos, through searching YouTube, for example, from Google. Whereas if we didn't have access to the internet and Google, then we'd have to go out and buy each individual product to take a close look at it, which when we didn't have a budget for our project, that would have been quite difficult and could have been turned out to be quite expensive as well. That kind of links in with online forums as well, which we found through using Google, but also through just our knowledge of the band and knowledge of such forums existing. There's a number of online forums for Muse which allow fans to spread information, videos and stories about the band and discuss upcoming events and lyrics and live performances from the band. This was very useful when we were trying to work out the meaning behind the lyrics to our song, so that we could get a realistic video idea. Through looking at these forums, people discuss what they think the song's lyrics are about, and from this we came up with our own idea and our own understanding of the lyrics, which has been vital for our whole idea. YouTube is also a new media technology that we've taken advantage of in the research phase, probably more than any, but it's also been key for post-production and for gaining feedback. At the start of the project, we were tasked with looking at 15 examples of music videos, which without YouTube, again, we'd probably have to go out and buy the videos, and that costs a lot of money. Whereas by using YouTube, we can just search the videos that we want to look at, or find random videos, music videos, and take examples, and that has helped us develop an idea and understanding of conventions for the format in general and also for our genre. We've also used official websites for our band online, which has been key in trying to make the product realistic. In particular, the magazine ads, for example, where we've come up with tour dates. We look quite closely at like examples of tour dates and try to keep them quite realistic. But it's also been really key in pinpointing our target audience, secondary and primary target audiences. We've also had to use new media technologies in the post-production phase, the key one being YouTube here, where we have been able to upload our work, which gets it out to a wide target audience, because without this we'd only really have feedback from people we met in our class, whereas by uploading to YouTube you have the potential to have an international audience, which obviously is just something that you wouldn't have been able to get quite a few years ago. And people can comment on there and give feedback, and then we can make alterations to that and see if it fits in with other feedback. But it just gets a wider audience for our work, and the more feedback we can get, the better, and the more alterations we can make. So that's been really good. And similarly with Vimeo, which is a similar piece of software. Facebook and Twitter pages have also helped us with the feedback. Early on in the project we created a Facebook and Twitter page, and through keeping any followers or fans of the page up to date, we've been able to also show our work and sample footage and receive feedback that way as well. The evaluation phase is also somewhere where we've used new media technologies such as the webcams and the Macs to edit the footage and really show off our ICT skills. Blogger is also something that we have used in all phases as a new media technology to showcase all our work and all our sample footage, and to basically display all our research planning and any information that we feel that we've needed to pass on, to show where ideas came from, for example, and has been really key in displaying all our work.